Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I decided to record a video for a couple reasons. One, the first one is I was supposed to go into the office today, but my daughter came home from the airport last night really late, so she went to go into school late, and I didn't know that, or I did my makeup, and I was like, I have nowhere to go, because I was like, I'm just gonna work from home today. I was like, I'll just record a video. I'm looking okay today. So that's number one. But number two, I do have a few things I want to talk about that's been on my mind. And I was like, this is the perfect time just to get on here and share it with you guys. First, I'm gonna discuss more in detail in this video my identity crisis. It's not really identity crisis. It's work identity crisis, or rather, I've been doing a few different things with work, and I don't know. I have an idea of my path of what I want to do, but I'm confused. I'm gonna share that with you. Also, I'm gonna talk about Etsy's future. Should I talk about Etsy first? No, I'm talking about my identity crisis first. Okay, so bear with me. Listen, I'm discussing it with you because I think some of you may either relate, benefit from what I'm about to say, etc. Take it as you will, okay? So I may have mentioned in my last video, which was probably a few weeks ago, that I've just been really overwhelmed with work and really, really busy. Hold on a second. Hold on. Okay, anyway, my employee messaged me. So I've been overwhelmed, busy, a lot going on, but that's normal, that's usual. But I was slowly shifting my time and energy away from my stationery business. Is doing well. That's not the issue. It's doing great. The issue is I realized, and I posted this in the Facebook group, I realized that I may not want, I don't know what you want to call it, but a customer facing business, meaning I don't want to deal with customers. I want to provide a service or a product, but I don't want to be behind it. Okay, that makes no sense. Okay. So you guys know I've been doing KDP, which I'm going to update you on, okay? That's not really customer facing business, meaning yes, I do have an end product, but they never know who I am. I don't fulfill the product. I don't do the customer service for it, nothing. And so I'm able to provide something to customers. Obviously, if you're gonna make money, you have to have customers in some form or fashion. Imagine you had a blog and all you did to make money was Google ads, okay? You have a customer. The customer are those, people that pay for the ads, right? Kind of, right? So that's not really customer facing. I never have to deal with them, okay? So, and here's the thing, the reality is my business is not really that stressful. We do have customers sometimes that you're just like, what? It's not even that serious though. But because we do so well and I have a team working for me, I just come to the realization, I'm like, you know what? I want to create something that is not customer facing, and I want to also create something that doesn't have deadlines. So right now, like today's Monday, I'm recording this, and my team, my husband as well, had to go into work, has to, technically speaking, to fulfill orders, okay? I think I like the idea of being held accountable to make sure I do work, okay? Otherwise, if I don't have any type of deadlines or goals, I know myself, I probably won't get much done. I don't know. But I had this dream, okay? And so I started to build other businesses, and I was successful at them, okay? So the first one was KDP. You guys know that. I talked about it previously. I was doing at one point 15 grand a month. I'm gonna talk to you more about it in just a second. And I might have mentioned in a previous video, I don't know. And I started doing blogging. So blogging is another thing where I could make money via Google ads and affiliate income. And again, it's not very customer facing, okay? People come to the blog for free information essentially. And yes, I could eventually put products on there, but I'm getting paid because of the ads on there, and I'm getting paid because I'm potentially recommending products or whatever the affiliate links are. Oops, hold on. And I don't need to deal with the customer, right? So if they bought the product, they're dealing with the business. So if they bought a pen, right, and the pen came damaged, it's not on me, it's on the pen brand. Okay, anyway. So I was doing really well with that as well, the blogging. It was making me several hundreds a month, like 600-700. I knew that once I hit a certain amount of views, I could easily apply for Mediavine, which is like Google AdSense, but they pay more, and I would have made much more on simply what I'm just doing right now. Anyway, I had to put that on pause when I realized Google recently did an update that affected a lot of bloggers. It did not affect me. It did not affect my blog. Great. So why did I stop? Because I'm worried about the power that they have. Everything you do online, there's some sort of power, right? But the thing with Google was that really kind of was like, people that are being affected, it's not just being affected like, a little dip, right? So when you get affected by Etsy and, Amazon algorithm, potentially, you'll have dips. Sometimes people do crash, right? But in general, they dip. What I found with the Google algorithm, people are slowly going down, and I'm like, holy smokes, I don't want to go from a whole bunch to zero. So I put that on pause as well. And so my identity crisis at the moment is, what do I do? So I decided to stop all my random businesses that I'm doing and take a minute, because I've been ignoring Modern Pink Paper. Not ignoring, my team takes care of it, and I still manage some things on it. But I decided to put my energy back into it until I figure out, okay? I still believe I want a business that doesn't have deadlines, that is not customer facing. And there's other things that could be done that's not customer facing. I could technically create my Modern Pink Paper business, my stationery business, and make it not customer facing, in the sense that I would have somebody run customer service for me completely. I don't have to deal with that. Excuse me, but still, anyway. So had to put blogging on pause. I would like to, anyway, what happened to KDP? KDP, I was doing 15 grand a month, okay? It was doing great. I wanted to grow it. Had some changes in my staffing, and I had to put that on pause for a minute. But when I went to go back to it, unfortunately, the niche I was in, fantastic niche, right? I told you guys before, I was killing it immediately. Unfortunately, they put some restrictions on that niche. Not just some, but all restrictions, okay? And I can't really do it anymore. However, they didn't take down all my books, which is weird because it's been a while since they last took down a big slew of my books. So I'm still selling, and I'm doing well. I mean, this month is April, I'm recording this in, and I'm probably going to do 10 grand. So it's not like they completely demolished me. I'm sure some of the books that they took off didn't actually do much, because, I have a wide variety of books. Some that did a lot, some that, that didn't sell as much. But I have to put that on pause because I don't mind finding another niche, and I plan to. I'm always dabbling in product research, but it takes a while to find. And I miss it. I'm okay. First of all, it's not easy to make money on KDP, but once I found that niche and I have my systems in place, I have my SOP and all my systems, it was fairly easy. Clearly, you guys have been following my videos. If you have, and if not, you should go watch. But I quickly went from 1,000 to 2,000 to 4,000 to, it was 6, and I think 8, 10, and then, and it was okay, it was quick. Okay, clearly, I built a 15 grand business within 6 months. I don't know what the time frame was. That's amazing. So just to say this out loud, I'm probably gonna see if I could fight it. I don't know if that works, because it's worth trying to fight for, right? Anyway, but KDP's customer service is not solid, so I gotta figure that piece out. So my identity crisis is pretty much what do I want to work on? I'm not saying I should stop my main business, my main stationery business. I'm not going to stop it. It's dumb. Or I'm not going to say that I'm going to stop being involved in it. That's also dumb, in my opinion. Listen, my ADHD begs me to do other things. And I thought maybe to myself, maybe instead of doing other things, other businesses, maybe I should focus that energy on other things within my stationery business. I don't know. Clearly, I don't have a clear direction, 100%. I was gonna go full force on blogging once I proved my theory. And I know how to blog because SEO is my thing, but that Google update really kind of scared me. I don't want to put years into it. I mean, I've seen bloggers. I don't know everything. I don't know every blogger out there, but I've seen bloggers. Obviously, if you've been hit by the March update, you're going to be the one out there complaining, right? Posting on the internet. People that didn't get hit are not posting. But from what I gathered is people were getting hit even though they were not spam websites, even though they were providing helpful content. Like, it was just sad to see, and I don't want to work years on something and for it to go, and there's no like potential for you to fix it. So those people technically were getting views, were getting hits, like we're doing well. So what is the algorithm deciding? Google has not been very transparent of exactly how they decide whether a website is spam or whatever. I wish they would, because you might say, well, why would they? Because then spammers would try to go around it. Well, if spammers were trying to go around it, that means they are trying to provide helpful content, which makes their website now helpful. So what's the problem? It's just confusing. And so at this moment, I'm focusing my energy on Modern Pen Paper, my main company, and that's all I got. I mean, I'm dabbling in KDP. I'm still doing product research. If and when I find another niche, unless I fight for the one I used to have, I don't know if that's gonna work. I might attempt to fight for it. If it works, great. And if not, I'll try to find another niche. And when that works, because it's a when. It's like when that's possible. It's not if. There's always going to be something else, right? It could be months from now. It could be a year from now. Who knows? Then and only then I would hire somebody to run it full time, because the amount of money I could make with a good niche is fantastic. So that's what I got for my identity crisis. I posted this, by the way, in the Facebook group, and I talked about how I wish I didn't have I want to build a business that doesn't deal with customers and potentially deadlines. And a lot of people were like with it. They were like, yes, yes, yes. I don't know what type of customers you guys deal with. My customers are great. They're fine. Once in a while we have something weird happen. Whatever. It happens. It's not a big deal. I just know that I'm just picking a very spoiled answer because I built a business that does really well. And I have the ability to decide it and pick and choose what type of revenue stream I want to create next. So I will, and just in due time, because I'm a little confused. And I'll be honest with you, I kind of got spoiled a bit myself with KDP. Blogging does take a while to make money. And once I know how to do something, I put a lot of my manpower into it, myself or my team, so it could grow very quickly. But I got spoiled with KDP because of how fast I was able to make money. So even though it might take me a while to find another niche, in that time, I could easily, obviously, work on my main business. Anyway, I've talked about this too much. Okay, let's move on. Etsy. Hold on. I'm doing work, but I'm watching a show while I'm doing work. It helps me focus. And if I don't hit play once in a while, it'll sign me out, stupid. So let's talk about Etsy. So the other day I went to SEMrush. Wait, is it SEMrush? Did I make that up? No, I didn't. Okay, SEMrush. You can sign up for a free account. You could look up domains, okay? And you could do some stuff for free. Anyway, so I looked up Etsy.com, and guys, so what you'll see is that Etsy was at its all-time high in traffic, monthly traffic in 2020. Okay, mid 2020 starts to really rise, okay, or beginning 2020 to end of 2020 starts to really rise. So if you were selling in 2020, you were in the golden years of Etsy all the way through, you guessed it, COVID, okay? So clearly that was a COVID change for a few reasons. One, people shopped online more. People were buying masks online, right? That was a big deal. Huge amount of masks were being sold at that time. If I knew how to sew, I'd probably hop on that same bandwagon. A lot of sellers wanted to sell, so obviously that drove traffic as well because people stayed home. They wanted to start their own business. A lot of reasons for that. However, let's just look at this. 250,000. I meant 250 million in a month. Okay. And now it's 122,000. That's more than half gone. Okay. And just to reiterate what I just said, because I kind of confused myself, at the highest point in 2022, okay, during the beautiful COVID years or whatever you want to call it, we were at, Etsy was receiving 276 million visitors, okay, and now it is receiving. It's starting to go up because the year starts to go up. But earlier this year is receiving 100 million. That's it. So it cut its traffic more than half. And so what am I saying this for? One, be wary if you just sell on Etsy. Also, let me go to Amazon.com. And again, I can assume that happens to a lot of the traffic because those were the years, again, that internet companies, marketplaces received a lot of traffic, okay? So understood. Let's go here. Okay. Amazon. Again, you can look at yourself and see it. I click on all time. Again, just like expected, 2020 to all the way to 2022, really great. Am I reading this right? 100,000 million. Yeah, so you're looking at 1 billion. Am I reading that right? Whatever, the next number over, okay? Add 3 zeros. Clearly, Amazon brings in more traffic than Etsy. So at its all-time high, okay. It was 1.8, so I'm assuming 1 billion? Am I reading that wrong? 100,000? Yeah, I'm reading that right. It's 100,000. The next one is millions and billions. Okay, so for the whole entire month, okay? So, and by the way, Etsy's paid traffic also went down, the amount that they spent for paid traffic. Okay, so Amazon was at 1.8 billion, and now Amazon is at 757. Okay, so 700 and change. I don't have my calculator, but that's also less than half, right? Do the math, okay? So the point is, we'll talk about Etsy though, because even though if you're making a certain amount of money on Amazon, you don't want to decrease, fair enough, but if you see a decrease, that's probably why. People are worried, oh, they're decreasing in Etsy, they're decreasing on Amazon, whatever, right? And some businesses are not, by the way, I know that. But just understand that traffic has changed over the years, okay? But the thing with Etsy though, is I do have some beef with it for several reasons. I feel like they're still trying to play catch up with their systems and how they do things. And, you know, the fact that we still have, the biggest thing is the fact that we still have two drop-down menus for people to choose from and now just a personalization box. It's beyond me that they just have this. Anyway, I just don't like how they do things, but even regardless, I'm still going to sell on there. You should still sell on there. If you have the ability to drive your own traffic, like with social media, etc., fine, sell somewhere else. But why would I say no to Etsy traffic? Like that's dumb, in my opinion. That's dumb. So my recommendation is if you just sell on Etsy, you should be selling somewhere else. Where Amazon? I don't care what you think about Amazon. I don't care what you think about how they treat their workers and how they do this and what they do, okay? Newsflash, most of these major companies, you're gonna disagree with things, okay? You're gonna disagree with other people, okay? You don't have to like 100% what people do in order to either be friends with them, talk to them, sell on their platform, whatever, okay? Yes, you do have some, what do you call it? Like, you have some morals, and there's some things that are absolutely nuts, right? Like if somebody tried to kill your kid, absolutely not, right? I understand that, right? What are your absolutely nots? And then, besides that, you should go for it. And I will tell you, I know some people get frustrated with trying to sell on Amazon, but what do you think? First of all, it's a new platform to you if you're not selling on it already, okay? And of course, there's a learning curve with everything. And the fact that people like talk bad about Amazon and trying to list on the platform and trying to sell on there, etc., just because you don't know your way around it, then why is it that I feel like it's easy? Can it be easy and hard at the same time? Sure, two things can exist at once, but just know that when I first started it, it wasn't like it was easy, right? I learned it. I'm still learning some things, so there's new features coming out, what feels like every day, literally. And I love that about Amazon, by the way, compared to Etsy. Etsy, they've had things in beta for I don't even know how long. Okay, don't get me started on Etsy. Okay, love them, hate them. But there's a student of mine that is very frustrated with Amazon because there's some like back-end paperwork she has to deal with that is not quite working out right. And of course, it should be more user-friendly, but she's not giving up, which first of all, wow, because I don't know who has that type of patience. She does. I don't know if she's watching this. I already told you, I messaged you privately and I told you like, wow, the patience. It's very hard mentally, like it's very hard on people to deal with that. So if she could do it, guys, you could do it, okay? You could get through the shenanigans of Amazon and trying to figure out how to list on their platform, okay? Clearly, I have a course that will help you through it, but even besides that, like, okay? I just don't want just relying on Etsy. This video is turned into me talking about Etsy's future, which I haven't really got into, and turning it into you should diversify, right? I went from talking about my identity crisis. I do have to diversify. A majority of my income comes from Amazon. Okay, I could live off of Etsy and .com, my website. I could technically live off of .com, but I still want to diversify because a huge majority of my income comes from Amazon. So I encourage you to do so. I don't know what your plan is. I encourage you to do so. But I diversified enough that even if Amazon decides to screw me, because again, they are a huge majority, I still diversified enough. So I took my own advice. I'm still trying to diversify, whether it be within my own company or other sub companies, right? Like blogging or KDP or whatever, right? But I just listen, take this. What is the saying? A drop in the hat? What is the saying? Grain of salt. Take this with a grain of salt. Because what do I literally I've never predicted anything of this magnitude. So I have no proof what I'm thinking is actually accurate. But I just think that I don't know how well Etsy is going to last. Did I just even make sense? Was that even grammatically correct? I don't know. I don't know how they're going to last and stand the test of time. Will they still be around 20 years from now? Possibly. But I don't know if their growth is what we would want it to be for a marketplace that's been around that long. I decided to eventually look at the Super Bowl ad that they decided to stupidly do. Okay, stupid because, I know it's kind of old news talking about it, but stupid because it's not the right target audience. I wish somebody from Etsy could tell me why I'm wrong. I just wish. I'm not trying to fight with them. I'm literally just want to know, because there has to be somebody that thought it was a good idea, and there had to have been data that proves that it was a good idea. Correct? No, maybe not correct, because you might say, no, that does make sense. It had to be something that made them think that they had to do it. But we've seen in the world, in our lifetime, stupid decisions made, and businesses fail. So it's possible they didn't do the right decision. Anyway, and then the commercial itself was very confusing to people that don't know Etsy. By the way, I'm still drinking my coffee. Did I tell you about it? It's my, what was it? Is it Vietnamese? I think it's my Vietnamese coffee. I buy it on Amazon. I'm gonna spell it for you. Kopiko. If you know, you know. They come in also candy bars. It's like coffee flavored. I'm probably spelled it wrong, but delicious. Anyway, also just a quick update with my ADHD meds. I decided to stick with one of them because while they don't quite help my ADHD per se, I'm debating whether I should tell you something or not. Because I'm not trying to give medical advice. Like I'm like, come on, who am I? Nobody, okay? Like I'm just sharing. So don't listen to anything I say. Don't do anything I say that's medical related, unless you want. Whatever, do whatever you want. But okay, I'll just tell you. So I'm still taking. I went back to taking Vyvanse. I mentioned that before, probably in a previous video, because it's FDA approved for binge eating, and I tend to eat a lot. So, and you might say, who cares? I eat, right? But it's affecting my health to a certain point. So, went back on Vyvanse, and all is well. It reduces my appetite, but not severely where I'm starving myself. No, I still eat, but I am able to I'm able to stop at a comfortable amount. It's anyway. So I'm back on that for that reason. However, with my ADHD, I'm debating to tell you this or not because I'm not trying to give you medical advice, but I've been taking a supplement. You could buy it online. Okay, I'm not trying to give medical advice, so don't listen to me, okay? But it's called L-tyrosine. I'll link it down below if I remember. But I get a good brand. I don't have it with me; it's in my bag. Because I need to make sure the capsules are not gelatin. But also I want a good brand. I want something that has had extensive whatever, like they don't put junk in it, okay? So anyway, I really think it's been helping me. So the previous medicine I had helped me, but it changed me. It changed me a bit. I'm not sure if I like that. And of course, I went back to binge eating with the other one that kind of helped me. So I was like, So I'd rather be an unfocused mess and a skinny legend, you know? So I was like, nope, I need to go back. So anyway, but I've been taking the L-tyrosine and I'm honestly pretty happy with it. It doesn't change who I am. It helps me focus, helps me get work done. And then there's been a couple times where I took a pause from it and I noticed a difference. And I'm like, so I've been taking it for a little over a month now. No, a little bit less than a month now. And I'm pretty happy with it. So, okay, back to Etsy. I forgot where I left off at. So, yeah, the stupid Super Bowl commercial. I just would like to know who's running that place. And I made a video on Etsy before, and if anybody from Etsy sees this that actually has the power to make decisions, you can reach out to me for free. I won't charge you to give you some advice. Okay, can we talk about something? What are the engineers doing over there? And I don't want to hear anybody tell me who's in the engineering field. Like, I don't, like, if you know anything about coding websites or whatever, I don't want to hear from you to tell me otherwise. But what have they been doing for the last, it's over 2 decades now? Hold on. Yeah, it's over 2 decades now. Almost. It's been around, and they still can't give us a much more user-friendly experience for the customers to choose and select items. Choose and select, like, variations and stuff. They've done updates here and there, like, I get it. But, like, if you listen to me, Etsy, I'd be able to tell you how to increase your conversions. And again, I don't want anybody to tell me otherwise of how hard it is. I'm sure it's hard. But who are you hiring to do it? What kind of engineers do you have? And listen, I know Amazon probably has a lot more resources, but when they decide to roll out the handmade category, they smacked Etsy in the face with the offerings that they gave us. I was like, oh, it is possible. I don't care about the inner workings. I don't care. I don't care for somebody to tell me it's hard. It's not impossible. So what's to prevent it? Tell you something. I'm sure about this, but improving the friction during checkout and questions or adding things to the cart or whatever will help increase conversions. And a couple things that happen when you increase conversions. Customers are more happier when they're happier with the platform, right? Etsy.com, Amazon.com. They will go back and shop when they're happier, right? That's why Etsy and Amazon, police their sellers, right? To make sure that the sellers ship on time and do all the good stuff because they want to make the customers that are buying from Etsy happy. But if you don't solve the issue of increasing conversion rates, right? If it's there's two issues. One is that the product itself, that the seller not make it clear, are they not offering the right colors, like whatever. And then there's the platform side. Etsy, is there a system and setup reducing friction for the customers? And I think there's a lot that it doesn't do right. So my thing is, Etsy's behind on the times. I wish somebody would reach out to me on Etsy and tell me why they haven't added more. I still won't care. I would still think it still could be done. I don't know. But I don't see Etsy's future growing. Okay. They've made dumb decisions that I'm like, okay, I don't know who's running that joint. So my advice to you, as I per usual, is to diversify, if you're not on Amazon, get on Amazon. If you're on Amazon, what other marketplace can you get on? Did you hear about Michael's Marketplace? This video is already too long, but it's fine. Maker's Place. They invited me. I'm sure they invited a lot of people to sell on there. And like with any new start of a platform that has not had a marketplace already, of course, it's going to be slow. It's probably ideal for you to be first to be on there. I know that. But I'm not right now. I want to know your thoughts. I posted in the group. I want to know people's thoughts because I've been invited to it. I just don't have the manpower at the moment to do that. We're really focusing on new collections and new products, etc. At a faster pace than we're ever used to doing. Because there's always diversity, right, that you should be doing to reduce your risk, but I'm also going to diversify my product types. It's all paper related, but even with the same product type, more designs, right? So if I'm offering baby shower invitations, there's other themes that I'm not selling, right? I want to be able to capture those customers, So that's what I got. I don't know, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. About my identity crisis I mentioned earlier. I don't need a definitive answer today. I don't need a definitive answer tomorrow. Hell, I don't need one in a month, but I would like eventually an answer, because here's why. If I spend years not knowing an answer and I didn't do anything, right? Then I should have just started. I should have just done something, right? I don't know. I should have just did the blogging, even if I'm scared. I don't know. Obviously, I wouldn't do it myself. I would hire somebody. I was this close to actually hiring somebody on, and I had to put the pause on that. And some part of me believes that I just need to do my work daily, and something will eventually come to me. Not come to me in the sense that I don't work on things to help it come to me. I'm not going to think, sure, it can come to me in my dream. That's very possible. I've had productive dreams, okay? But that's what I'm talking about. As I'm doing work, something will come up that will give me the idea or tell me the direction I should go in. Something will happen in my life that would remind me of the direction I should go in. But I believe that it should be something, again, I'm still going to focus on my main business, and I still want to continue that regardless if I eventually find something I want to diversify in. And I do have some things that I want to do in my main business that will help it run more without me. But I want to figure out what my thing I'm going to do is. The reality is, guys, before I end this, we make plenty of money, but I don't know. It's not that I don't need more money. I will also tell you that even if I could look in the future and be guaranteed that Amazon or Etsy.com never will change in revenue, so I don't have to like try to reduce my risk, will I still try to diversify? Yes, for a few reasons. One, my ADHD and my entrepreneurship type of personality wants to. I want to do different things, try it. It's almost like a game, right? Can I figure this out? Crack the code? Yes, I cracked the code. For example, KDP, when I started to see I was making a whole bunch of money, it was like exciting. Blogging, right? Let's see, I'm cracking the code, exciting, right? That's one. And then two, is because I went back to what I was saying. I'm not saying I'll ever stop my main business. What I'm saying is that I would like a business that doesn't rely on deadlines. It doesn't rely being customer facing. You know what I'm saying? And I know there's ways to bring traffic to a blog that is without Google, but my expertise is SEO. So that's what I do. I use my current skills. I don't mind building on my skills a bit, but I mainly focus on what I know. So I'd love your thoughts on that. If you have any insider thoughts based on what I said or any ideas, I think it will eventually come to me when I'm dabbling in some things, working on some things. I also worry that, I also worry that in due time, even if I start something, I may realize it's not what I want, but I can't let that piece alone stop me because you don't know in the future, but right now I understand why I want it. I understand why I want a non-deadline business. I understand why I want a non-customer facing business, you know? I want the freedom. I know I have kids, so I can't really sleep in. To be able to, when they grow up, to sleep in and work when I want. I want the freedom to maybe not work today. I still would have people probably run it, but because it's not deadline based, I'm not worried if somebody doesn't want to work today. Obviously I pay them based on hours. So, you know what I'm saying? Or if somebody wants to take off time during the holiday season, whether myself or somebody else, it's not a big deal, I'm going to figure it out. And once I do, you guys will know. I may not tell you the exact details. Like I didn't tell you my niche in KDP, but my journey of thinking through it, testing things out, whatever, I'm probably going to share with you here. Just FYI, before I end this video, I know I keep saying that, but listen, I told you before that in the previous video, I'm sure I told you that I'm kind of having like this like overwhelm, work, identity crisis, whatever. And so right at this moment, my YouTube channel I'm not doing sit down videos and teaching you things. And I know that you guys enjoy that. But at this moment, I want to be my authentic self, and my authentic self just wants to chat with you and talk about business related stuff, etc. So this is what you'll get into further notice. All right, bye.